Hi everybody, you are watching UjjalDiscussion and we are back again with another video and after a long time, so I apologize for our absence for a long time, but we had to because we had a lot of work. Parvati was busy at her office and she goes to her office every day. She's not like me. I sometimes cancel my classes and I take my own time out for reading and I live my life, enjoy my life. I don't care work much. So that's why I'm a poor man. I don't have enough money because I don't work much. All right, so Parvati is not like that. She has earned quite a few lakhs over the last couple of years and she is going to tell us not how she has made all this money, but she's going to tell us how she has deteriorated, how she has improved her spoken English. I'm sorry, I'm speaking English after a long time, so I may make a lot of mistakes, so you have to forgive me. Parvati, is it one kind of deterioration? I don't know, but the word is not going anywhere from my mind, so let me vomit it out. So is it any kind of deterioration that you are suffering from, or do you think that it is something like you didn't get enough time except making money, you didn't get enough time for English? What makes you make money? You forget that. It's maybe that's the philosophy in your life right now. I teach you English, you will forget me one day. So it's like it's very much a naturistic thing. Only probably the usual discussion is here. That's why you are here. When the channel is blocked by YouTube, then you will not be here. So I don't know because I have no idea. Tell us something about that, guys. Maybe I'm doing a ramble this time. You cannot connect the dots because, as I said, speaking English after a long time, don't know what I'm saying. So Parvati, tell us something about your kind motivation of practicing English. How's it going on?
Well, the first thing I would like to take that these days I'm not practicing at all. However, I'm trying my best every week whenever I'm getting the opportunity in the name of week off. So I'm coming here, I'm asking Dada if he can arrange a session or a class like that so I can improve my English. So yeah, by following all the methods like reading books, listening to English speakers, and practicing daily, at least for 15 minutes a day. I don't know if it is improving because every day I sit down to practice, every day I have conversation with anybody in English. It feels as if truly I'm getting deteriorated with English. But yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to improve it as much as possible. Like the goal I have for the next 5 years, for that I must keep practicing. So yeah, it's going on.
Yeah, I was talking about motivation basically, because we all need motivation from time to time. Because if you notice, like, English is not a language that is spoken around us. Like, we live in a society where you are encouraged to learn English, but the moment you speak the language out, people will kick you out of the society. They say, like, how dare you? Like, I asked you to just learn English and keep quiet, but you're speaking this language. Like, this is what I didn't ask you for, right? So, so the point is that today I want to know your motivation, because except all this, how do you keep yourself motivated? Like, like you were working, you said off camera, you said that yesterday I returned home and I slept like dead, like you, right? So it happens. You work, you commute by train, and you jostle, you fight in the train. So these things take time to heal. So like after that, you come here and you speak English, and like speaking English gives you a lot of rejuvenation. It kind of injects you with a lot of oxygen and energy. So tell us something about that.
Well, yesterday as soon as I got back home, I was practicing English, and exactly this is the topic I was practicing. That how hard it is to keep motivated, because every time, no matter, maybe I have got a job using this language, however, I'm still getting criticized by so many people. Even people there in my office, sometimes they speak in English and they are also earning money with this language, but they hate this language. But to be very honest, I love this language. I don't know if I will be criticized because I love English more than anything else. But whenever I'm criticized, whenever I feel a bit low, even when it is not related to English, I speak in English. I speak in English, I get energized, and I feel as if I'm growing more and more and more.
Yeah.
Let's say I have something in my mind and I cannot say that on the person's face. I get back home, I have a conversation with myself about that person, about that situation, and I motivate myself. Okay, it's okay. Describing that situation and talking about that motivates me a lot. And speaking in English about that.
Yeah.
Speaking in English and, making different situations with that itself is a motivation to speak English.
Absolutely.
For me. So yeah, that's how I'm trying to do, and I try to go through difficulties in English. I try to make myself as hard as possible, as if until and unless I'm doubting myself that okay, I think I cannot speak in English, I push myself as much as possible. That's how I motivate myself. So yeah.
Yeah, motivation is important, as I said. There are a lot of reasons why we need motivation on a daily basis. First of all, like, your body doesn't respond equally every day. So you see that if you wake up today with an expectation that okay, I had decided to practice English the next day, and you wake up with a throbbing head and you feel like, oh man, like I need a cup of tea first, and then you drink a cup of tea, and then a notification comes on your phone that that's very interesting, and you go there for 5 minutes, it becomes 5 hours, and then you get tired. So we all are like victims of technological traps and trappings. So yeah, there are a lot of distractions out there after you. It's you who has to decide that yes, now I'm going to make quite a few changes in my daily routine to get back to my practice. So I just want to know, like, if you have to do kind of a question and answer sessions with yourself, then what would you do? Like, because questioning oneself is a nice practice to answer. Like, the point is that sometimes you don't have any topic, and topics you have been discussing, they're now boring you. So it's better that you ask some questions that actually add some value to your life. And whenever you're asking yourself questions, now you have to answer. So I ask a lot of WH questions to myself, like what should I do today, or why did I behave like that with that person, or like what 5 things that I should be doing today. So these questions I ask, and then I ask like why should I be doing it. And then I see that WH questions actually gives me a lot of happiness, because I'm getting clarity. So don't you think that if you want to practice English, then you don't need anybody, just you need a right method? And there are a lot of techniques, barrage of techniques these days on the internet, but the point is that because there are a lot of techniques, that's why we are missing a lot of them. So can you talk a little bit about that, how one can practice without any partner?
Well, it's one of the common questions every one of us we have. When we start to speak English, we have a confusion that I cannot practice because I do not have anybody. But the best thing to practice English, the best method is to have a self conversation. I'm there alone, working out there. I have no one. And I feel happy because if I have conversation with anybody, most of the time will be wasted, believe me or not. Because let's say I'm using English, but the topics I will be talking about, that would be maybe like that 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 has nothing to learn, yeah, like do with, and I have nothing to learn from that. However, I try to practice with myself as much as possible. As you have just mentioned, questioning. Last time I was asking myself that, how was your day today? Like, what do you think the demotivation coming to you for? Like, what's the reason behind it? Tell me something about it. So that's how, if I keep practicing, not only I will develop the power within me to be confident when there is no one to practice with me, it gives me a drastic change in my spoken English.
Absolutely.
And it helps me a lot to to not to get underconfident.
Yeah,
Every
absolutely,
time I am speaking with myself, I'm not thinking about that, okay, I don't have anyone, I do not have the situation. So that's how, and it helps us a lot to understand our own mistakes. When we practice with ourselves, if we sit quiet, if we understand whatever we are practicing, it helps us a lot to understand our own mistake, and we do not need anyone. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Parvati. I think one of the things that I want to tell you about asking question is, as I said in my question previously, that it gives you a lot of clarity, and clarity is important for life. Like, we are most of the time confused with what should we be doing. So for that reason, I think it's important that you ask yourself some meaningful questions and you come to an answer. Like, we know that there is no perfect answer for any question. Like, we just have to focus on the answer that I'm getting right now. Okay, so I asked myself a question, I'm getting an answer. So that is going to help me understand, okay, how I can deal with my current situation. For an example, let's say I want to practice English, and how can I practice is a question, and that is I'm asking to myself that how can I practice today. So whatever the answer I'm getting right now, with the help of technology, ChatGPT, and so many other stuffs, like, you get some answer. So this answer may not be the perfect answer, but this answer can help you practice English today. So you may get a better answer tomorrow, but you should not be worrying about what the better answer is. Whatever the answer you have got today, just practice on that, jump in it, and just keep practicing. So I want to know, like, you understand that practicing English, and you are kind of a situation, it's called plateau. Like, now, like, there you don't see a rise, sharp growth, but you see that it's just going on. Sometimes you see a sharp growth, sometimes it's just a flat line. So I just want to know, like, if you have to tell us something about, like, all the people out there, those who are intermediate students, they have been practicing English for a long time and they don't find any motivation to sit down and practice. So how can they feel the novelty? How can they feel that newness in their practice every single time they sit down? And again, I have to get back to that motivation point, because it needs a lot of motivation, like self-encouragement. No books can help you. It's about just showing up every single day. You were going out there, you're sitting down, and you're talking about a topic, right? And you set like a timer, okay, from minute 1 to minute 30, I'm going to practice. And in between, you feel frustrated, you feel like giving up on that, but you complete that 30 minutes session. So that's the whole solution to this problem. So I'm saying, like, can you please tell us, like, how to deal with this phase of learning spoken English?
Well, this is something I'm dealing with these days, and every single time I join these sessions with Dada, and I have this common question: how can I improve? How can I improve? Every time I speak in English, it feels like I'm not improving. I think I should give up because I don't see any change in it. But when I sit alone with myself, I have found a solution to it. That keep doing. How can I keep doing something where I'm getting stuck all the time? I found that, let's say I'm practicing on a particular topic and I say, I'm not able to get the appropriate point on it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. Whatever I talk about, even whatever I talk about my practice, speak in English. Let's say I cannot do it and I'm speaking these things in English. So this is another kind of practice. And whatever there is in my mind, I listen to somebody, I listen to the other, I see something, I describe that in English. Yesterday I was getting back, I was on the train and I saw a fantastic view. Like, I don't remember what word I can use here. Like a spectacular, a portrait view from the train window. And I thought that, okay, let's talk about it. And I started speaking. I saw I was getting stuck more than I get stuck usually.
Yeah. Because it was new for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So to bring new things in practice, we must try something new. If we are trying the same method over and over again, obviously we will feel mundane. But if I think that, okay, I want to bring change, I will be practicing about my life today. Tomorrow I will be talking about the room, the whole room, what are the stuffs I have. And that's how I try to keep myself motivated, because it's, to be very frankly, it is really hard. And people, those who are going through this, they know how hard it is. But keep doing it itself is the motivation, that at least I'm not giving up at all. Maybe I don't see any change, but I will go on with this unchanged situation, with this self of mine.
Yeah.
And at the end, one thing we must keep in our mind, that till we die, we will not see the change.
Absolutely.
And if we understand this, it will be motivation. It will be a great motivation. At least to me, it is working these days.
Parvati, you're damn right. I think there is a classic adage, or there is a classic wisdom. I think the classic suggestion goes like this: stay patient and consistent. Right? So it's like so classic and so popular and so repeated. That's why people take it for granted. They say, I know this, tell me something new. What will you do with new things, new wisdom, if you are not able to apply the old wisdom? So stay patient and consistent. I've got it from here. It's difficult. Like, as I said, you remember, like I was talking about that, you wake up with a throbbing head. How can you stay patient and consistent? That's the challenge, guys. If you are able to do it in that situation, if you are able to continue despite the fact that you have a throbbing head, it's paining, you feel uncomfortable, but you are still doing it. And on the other hand, like me, let's say, not doing it, then definitely there will be a lot of opportunities, and you will be able to grab that because you have been consistent, you have been patient throughout the journey of learning a language or whatever, so to speak. Like, if I talk about, like, English is in English in particular, because we are talking about spoken English, but we are talking about any skill in general. Like, if you see, like, any skill you talk about, it needs consistent practice, and you have to be patient with it. So, Parvati, let's talk about listening, because I was thinking about it the other day, that if I listen to English content more, if I make I know it's impossible, but let's say I'm going to make it possible, that I'm going to create an environment where I'll be listening to English content more than any other content, like content in any other language. And if I do that most of the days a year, let's say 2025, and I decide that, okay, at least 300 days, I'll be listening to English content more, like every day, I'll be spending like 8, 9, 10 hours in my waking hours. I'll be spending that, and I'll be consuming more and more English content. Let's see what changes come. So I have been doing it over the last couple of months, that I'm listening to more English content, and I've seen a sharp rise in my performance. I can think more easily in English than before. So I'm thinking like, can you talk a little bit about listening? Like, don't you think that as I said, I talked about novelty, like you bring some changes in your practices, and that gives you a little bit of motivation, temporary motivation, but at least you are getting temporary motivation for the next 15 minutes of your practice. So can you talk a little bit about the listening practice and how it impacts our spoken English when you don't listen to English content for a long time, because listening first? Do you remember the video I made, LSRW? So this is what it matters, like when you are listening more versus when you are not listening at all.
Yeah. So listening is very helpful.
Yeah.
And it increases our confidence, because let's say
It's like immunity for English.
yeah, absolutely. And why it increases our confidence? Because we listen to somebody doing the same thing that I'm interested in doing.
Absolutely.
And not only that, how to speak, most of the time we get stuck because we don't know the methods to speak English. We get to know that.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm listening to your video, and the way you are speaking, I'm getting an idea how to speak in English, how to use this word that has just shared. So that not only gives me confidence, it helps me to improve at least to the next stage.
You're right.
So listening for me is one of the booster in my English whenever I get the opportunity, and that to listen to anything in English, I do not need anybody's permission, or I do not need any specific time.
I can do it anywhere, anytime.
Absolutely. Putting my headphones on, turning on any video on YouTube, we have the availability over the internet, unlimited. So
I have a point. The point is that when you are in an uncomfortable situation, when you are in a place where you feel that you don't belong to, and when you feel like so uncomfortable, then listening becomes more interesting, because you are in a group, let's say nobody is like-minded, or you are in a place where you feel really uncomfortable. So it's better that you put your headphones on and then you keep listening. When you are in a right situation with right people, listening becomes difficult, right? This is very important, guys. If you think that right now you are feeling bored because you are surrounded with a lot of people, I'm not saying that they're bad, I'm saying they're not like-minded. This is an opportunity, right? You have to plug in and you just have to keep listening. Yep.
absolutely, like it's an amazing point. Every time, let's say I'm traveling and I'm there at office and I have my break, I put on my headphones, I turn on my favorite speaker, and I keep listening. And after some time, I pause that video and I practice. So this is how listening helps us. And even last time, Dada, like making a subtle change to it, Professor Shumita Roy ma'am, I love to listen to her because in her speaking, she has clarity. She suggests that speak loudly the way she does. And she was using the same thing you have talked about, like LSRW. And she said, like, as I said, a subtle change. L is probably WR, like something like that. However, so listening is obviously the first priority. Whenever I'm listening, as last time we were talking about this same topic in our class, listening helps us to increase our pronunciation level. It helps us to speak a particular sentence properly. And it gives us different ideas, topics, how we can speak in English. And like more of all those things, if I keep listening, it is the best way to speak English
Absolutely.
for me. So
Yeah. Thank you, Parvati, for all your wisdom. Before I let you go, I think it would be better that I ask you another question. And the question that I would like to ask you is very basic, and I'm going to ask you this question on behalf of all these people out there watching this video. Guys, you people have been amazing, and I'm saying these things for all of you guys, that I know it is hard to show up every day for English practice. But since you have improved by 30-40%, you should not lose it. If you don't practice every day, then whatever the amount of English you have learned, fluency you have achieved, it will get back to naught, like nothing, right? So it's better that you take care of it, right? If you don't learn anything new, just take care of it. Listen to our videos. I know it's a long video, so it's good for you to practice your listening, right? So on behalf of all of these people, I have a question, is that if you imagine yourself to be a beginner, and if you give them some ideas about practicing English daily, like what would be those practices, right, for beginners? Because some practices are very intimidating, very scary, so most people are afraid of doing that. I know that it's always consistency over intensity. Like, it's not about how much you're practicing, but whether you're doing it every day or not. So it's consistency over intensity. So, but yeah, we talk about consistency, patience, discipline, all these things, listening, right? The core factors that actually help us to make our English better. So could you please help us with some basic practices that are definitely pretty comfortable doing every day? Like, we make sure that it doesn't like intimidate us.
yeah, like, couldn't agree more with you, Dada, that practicing daily
Yeah.
is very intimidating. And the basic way to practice English, which cannot scare us, that is, just describe things you're around, like surrounded by.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm in a room and I have loads of stuff around me. I can describe that the way I do. Okay, I can I remember an YouTube channel where the guy describes things like very clearly. He says,
And in detail.
yeah, in detail. He says, okay guys, I am waking up. He says the same thing over and over again. I'm waking up, wake up, I woke up, I will wake up. He says everything, which I never saw in any YouTube channel. Probably
But
at least.
we do that in our class.
Yeah,
What are you saying?
absolutely. Yeah, we do that in our class, absolutely. But if I talk about a YouTube
I'm that
channel,
monkey who always describes this thing, and you people don't
Absolutely.
listen to me. Yeah, like it
no,
never
not
happens
like
in
that.
the class. Yeah.
So yeah, if we can describe even the small stuff in our room, we will be able to practice English. Because maybe we talk about difficult topics, and I have noticed in my English, I forget even the easiest thing. I don't know what does the the simple stuff called in my kitchen. I don't know the name of all the ingredients, so I can search for it. I can go for practicing it. This is the number one thing. We can practice the stuff we are surrounded by, and practicing the basic, like the tenses, present, past and future. How can I do it? I can talk about my daily routine, which is the most amazing thing, because we are known to us. We know what we do every day. So it is easy to talk about what we do every day and what we did yesterday and what we will do tomorrow. And another thing, whatever we see, think and listen to, we can just describe it. We often complain that I don't have any topic. It's a silly mistake, not mistake, but I will say it is an excuse. We have a lot of topics if we look around us. So that's how I practice. Still, I consider myself as a beginner because I know how my English is going on. So that is how I practice every day. I practice whatever I think of and listen to. And I see mostly. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, so it's very difficult for a language learner to describe how he or she practices, because for us, like when my students enter my classroom, I ask them different questions. Like it's about mostly qualities. So it's a general conversation that we try to have, no script, nothing. We always try to pick up questions from the environment. So I travel by bus with quite a few of my students, and we talk about so many different things. Like so we don't have any fixed question that okay, I need to ask this question and I'm gonna get this answer. It's not like that. All right, so whatever Parvati has just said, you have to keep those things in your mind every day. When you wake up, make sure that you make a plan for 10 minutes. Okay, you have to try to eat the whole elephant at one bite at a time. All right, so just start from the smallest and easiest piece of the biggest hard work that you have, the biggest task that you have, I'm sorry, and then you see that over time you are able to finish it. So it's like that. If you have just started speaking English, how to speak English, it's better that you stay patient with yourself and remember this thing, like consistency over intensity. It's not about how long I'm practicing every day. It's about, am I practicing every day or not? All right, guys, it's been a nice conversation with Parvati, and I don't want to thank her because I don't know, like she doesn't deserve it. I think you people deserve a thanks, a lot of thanks. So yeah, thank you so much for your lengthy patience that you have showed up in this video, because these days what's happening, people are not able to watch videos, longer videos like this. So I really appreciate your ability to hold on to a particular video which goes so long, and yeah, allow us to make videos like this. It has become a kind of a podcast video. I don't know, maybe more than 20 minutes, or I don't know. So let me edit it and upload it. All right, until next time, guys, you take care, and I don't know, keep practicing. And if you think that this video has added some value to your English, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. And subscribing is a nice habit. All right, charity, yeah. All right, thank you, take care, bye.